Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Einar Porfey, and welcome to the new series where I have AI play games for me. Today, we're going to have Arthur Morgan, the AI version of Arthur Morgan, help us play Fallout New Vegas. Now, I'm just going to say this is heavily inspired by a YouTuber that unfortunately took the videos down for unknown reasons, not that I know of, but Drake FS. Check out his channel. It's kind of a little bit odd right now. There's a lot of stuff being removed that maybe been removed or he removed. I don't know. But I really loved his series on Fallout New Vegas. And I had this same idea. I thought it was great. I thought it was awesome. I really love those videos. And I kind of want to do the same thing. I'm really inspired. And it's also pretty fun. So, heavily inspired by Drake FS. I just want to say that. This isn't a completely original idea, but, I want to make it original, But it's heavily inspired by videos from Drake FS. Shout out Drake FS. Really great content over there. But without further ado, Arthur, go ahead and introduce yourself. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the TikTok and YouTube audience, because those are the two platforms that I will be uploading our content on.
Arthur glances at the camera, looking a little awkward. Hey there, I'm Arthur Morgan, and I'll be helping you play Fallout New Vegas today. Let's get this party started, shall we?
I couldn't have said it any better myself. Let's go ahead and start a new game and get this on.
War never changes. When atomic fire consumed the Earth, those who survived did so in great underground vaults. When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new societies, establishing villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic, dedicated to old world values of democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert. They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River. The NCR mobilized its army and sent it east to occupy Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition. But across the Colorado, another society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves forged from the conquest of 86 tribes, Caesar's Legion. 4 years have passed since the Republic held the dam, just barely, against the Legion's onslaught. The Legion did not retreat. Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn, training drums beat. Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business, under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots. You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
You got what you were after, so pay up.
You're crying in the rain, Pally.
Guess who's waking up over here?
Time to cash out.
Will you get it over with?
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig? You've made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene. From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
You're awake. How about that? Whoa, easy there, easy. You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second? Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is. How about your name? Can you tell me your name? I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm Doc Mitchell. Welcome to Goodsprings. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place. How'd I do?
Okay, Arthur, you survived getting shot in the head 2 times by the man in the checkered suit that you do not know, thanks to the doctor of this town, Doc Mitchell, performing a emergency surgery on you to save your life.
Arthur continues following the player's lead, watching as the game progresses. I see, so I've woken up in a doctor's office after being shot in the head? That's certainly a rough way to start the game.
That it is. Doc Mitchell hands you a mirror and asks you how he did on his stitch work and if he left anything out of place.
I ain't winning any beauty contests anytime soon with a wry smile on my face.
Okay, so now we are at the Vigormatic tester machine thing. And this is, you guys know what this is. Arthur doesn't know what this is, so I explain to Arthur how this works. And Arthur, how would you like to distribute your points?
I see. With the available 5 points left, distribute them as follows. Add 3 points in intelligence to give our character some extra brain power, and 2 points in luck for an added bit of good fortune. We won't distribute points into charisma since we don't really need it to be particularly high.
I mean, for a first-time player, not bad.
Maybe them bullets done your brain some good. Well, we know your vitals are good, but that don't mean them bullets didn't leave you nuttered and a bighorn dropping. What do you say you take a seat in my couch?
Arthur acknowledges Doc Mitchell's comment with a nod, taking a seat on the couch as instructed. He's curious to see what sort of paperwork the doctor wants to go over. Arthur ponders for a moment before responding. I answer, "Cat." Arthur takes a moment to think about his response, then answers honestly. I would say that when I hear the word house, one of the first things that comes to mind is shelter, a place of safety and security. Everyone needs a place to call home, after all. Arthur thinks about the word burglarize, then lets out a low chuckle. When I hear the word burglarize, I think about breaking and entering, and stealing someone else's valuables without permission. It's a pretty clear negative connotation. Arthur contemplates the word night and its various associations. He answers thoughtfully. When someone mentions night, my first thought is often sleep. Nighttime is usually the time to rest and recharge, to let the body and mind relax and rejuvenate. Arthur chuckles at the array of options, amused by the inclusion of Swiss cheese and vaporize. He considers the word bandit and its connotations, and ultimately decides on stab.
That is a very Arthur answer, but, there aren't any real wrong answers to this test. Although it simply is a mental evaluation.
Arthur glances at the options for light and considers the choices. When I think about light, the first word that comes to mind is flash. A sudden burst of brightness and intensity, casting shadows and illuminating the surrounding area. It's something that can be both a source of comfort and a cause for alarm, depending on the situation. Arthur falters for a moment as he thinks about the word mother. Memories of his own mother and the complicated relationship they had flood back. But he forces himself to focus on the task at hand and answers honestly. My first thought when someone mentions mother is caretaker. She's the one who's supposed to look after you, protect you, and provide for you. Regardless of our past, my own mother was definitely that.
Damn, was not expecting a backstory there on his mother.
He looks to Doc Mitchell and responds with a hint of sarcasm. All right then, if you insist, I'll go with disagree on this one. Conflict ain't in my nature, and I ain't afraid to cause a little trouble if it means getting what I want.
That's usually what I answer when I do a run.
I ain't given to relying on others for support.
Arthur quickly considers the response options and decides on strongly agree. I generally don't rely on others for support. I trust my own abilities and instincts more than relying on anyone else.
I'm always fixing to be the center of attention.
Arthur smirks at Doc Mitchell's statement, amused by the cockiness it implies. He responds with a sarcastic tone. Oh, absolutely. I'm always fixing to be the center of attention. Gotta make sure people are looking at me and listening to me at all times.
He's not trying to be
Can't
personal.
stand being
It's just a
ignored,
series of questions for the exam. Just, don't take it personally. Just answer,
Arthur chuckles at his own answer, then reverts to a more serious tone. He chooses the only appropriate response option, which is strongly disagree. I ain't the type to crave attention or be the center of everyone's focus. I prefer to fly under the radar and go about my business quietly.
I'm slow to embrace new ideas.
Arthur takes a moment to think about the statement, considering his own openness to new ideas. He then responds honestly, but with a hint of practicality. I would say I'm agree on that one. While I'm not outright opposed to new ideas, I tend to be a bit slow to embrace them. I prefer things that are tried and true, rather than taking unnecessary risks with something unproven.
I charge in to deal with my problems head on.
Arthur smirks at the statement, understanding the implications. He responds with confidence. I would say I'm strongly agree on that one. When it comes to problems, I prefer to deal with them head on and take charge. I ain't the type to back down or wait around for someone else to solve my troubles.
Ha! Type shit.
Almost
okay,
done.
so this is a very interesting part of the exam.
Tell me what you see.
I can't really show him images or anything, so I'm gonna have to do this part myself. Don't worry, I'll do the funny one where I say vagina.
All she wrote. I don't have nothing to compare it to, so maybe you'd better just have a look at the results. See if it all seems right to you.
So we have the option to modify our character skills a little.
Okay, so I just explained to Arthur the whole system of special and Fallout and all that, perks, specials, all that stuff, traits, all of it. So Arthur's gonna go ahead and take it from here.
I think it would be wise to pick guns and melee weapons. Both will be useful in dealing with threats, whether head-on or stealthy. While the other skills are certainly useful in their own right, I think guns and melee weapons are more directly relevant to the way we'll be playing the game.
So, okay. So Arthur, there's one more skill to choose. You did the third one. What is the third one going to be for you?
I think the last skill should be something that complements the other two we've already chosen. Perhaps it would be smart to choose something that can help us survive in the wasteland, even when being a bit reckless. How about lockpicking? It's a useful skill for getting into places we're not supposed to, and it could come in handy for finding supplies or hidden loot.
Before I turn you loose, I need one more thing from you. I got a form for you to fill out so I can get a sense of your medical history. Just a formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head.
Doc's comment about family history makes Arthur chuckle. As for the traits, they're certainly interesting choices. Based on our low-honor playstyle, I think we should select Built to Destroy and Fast Shot. These traits will help us deal more damage and act quickly, which will be useful in our upcoming adventures. We don't want to waste time hesitating after all.
All right, I guess that about does it. Come with me, I'll see you out.
Arthur nods and follows Doc Mitchell, satisfied with the decisions made during the brief introduction phase. He looks forward to seeing what adventures await him in the wasteland. Arthur thinks for a moment, weighing the options. It would be the low-honor thing to steal something from the house, but he decides against it for now. He's keen to see where Doc Mitchell is leading him, so he simply follows the doctor out of the house.
Here, these are yours. Was all you had on you when you was brought in. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might help me find a next of kin. But it was just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're...
I don't want to interrupt
the
the dialogue, but if anyone's curious as to like how he's picking up on things, I turn on his mic whenever people are talking, NPCs are talking, so that's how he figures out, just in case anyone wants to know.
I know what it's like having something taken from you. And put this on too, so the locals don't pick on you for lacking modesty. Never was much my style anyway.
Arthur takes the clothes that Doc Mitchell gives him, grateful for the doctor's kindness. He nods, understanding the need to blend in with the locals and avoid drawing unnecessary attention. As he puts on the clothes, he ponders what the doctor means when he says he knows what it's like to have something taken from you. He wonders what kind of stories the doctor has to tell.
Don't mention it. It's what I'm here for. You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert. She'll likely be at the saloon. I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out too. And the metal fella, Victor, who pulled you out of your grave. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back. I'll fix you up. But try not to get killed anymore.
As they head toward the door, Arthur turns to Doc Mitchell. Thank you, Doc, for everything. I know I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for your kindness. I promise I won't forget everything you've done for me. He reaches out a hand to shake the doctor's, a small gesture of appreciation. Arthur chuckles at Doc Mitchell's warning, appreciating the doctor's concern. I'll do my best, Doc. I try not to make a habit of getting shot in the head, you know. Thanks for the advice about Sunny Smiles. I'll go see what she's about.
Yeah, Sunny Smiles is the local town hoe.
Arthur looks around the house, contemplating his options. While stealing would certainly be in line with his low-honor playstyle, he's also curious to see what awaits him outside. After a moment of internal debate, he makes his decision. I'll leave the house and head out into the wasteland. No point lingering here, especially if I've already gotten an invitation to meet Sunny Smiles.
Oh shit. He keeps wanting to steal, but he just doesn't do it, surprisingly.
Arthur glances at the various options available to him in the town and smirks. The freedom to do whatever he wants is tempting, but the doctor's suggestion to talk to Sunny Smiles is stuck in his head. He decides it might be worth hearing what she has to say. After all, survival tips from a local can't hurt. I'll pay Sunny Smiles a visit. Let's see what she has to say about living in this wasteland.
Arthur's doing a fantastic job with his options and everything. Really loving it. Surprised how well it's going with the AI. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video right there because, I planned on this being longer. I even have the rest of it ready to go. This is post-editing, but it's just I'm already at 20 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and end the video right there. This is the prologue to the series, I guess we'll just call it. But thank you, Arthur, and thanks for everybody watching. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for the next one. It's coming up real quick, very soon. I've already got it ready. I'll post it shortly. Thank you for watching and have a good one.